Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very happy and honored to be with you here through this means virtually. But please know that I attach great value to it and that I would be very happy to bring you up to speed with the latest developments and give you an input that might be useful for the debates that you are having. As you know, the European Commission made a proposal last year on the Trans-European Network for Transport. And that proposal fits within the wider context of the Green Deal that was launched 2 years ago by our President, Ursula von der Leyen, and the Sustainable and Smart Mobility Strategy, launched 1 year ago by our Commissioner Adina Valian. And this proposal on the TEN-T fits, of course, within the two packages that were launched last year, the Fit for 55 and the Efficient and Green Mobility, both seeing the light in July and December. The TEN-T is particularly important in order to achieve a real Green Deal and the objectives that are set to diminish by 55% until 2030 and to fully decarbonize the transport sector by 2050. And it is important also on all of its details and standards that have been proposed. And in particular, one of the points that I would highlight here this morning is the standards that are related to the multimodal freight aspects. In particular, for the first time, we are proposing in the TEN-T that member states have to lay out a network of intermodal terminals. And these terminals shall be based upon a thorough study that will highlight where capacities are missing and what needs to be created. These are terminals that can function as a hub and spoke in the future, so that from our ports, where most of the goods come into Europe, there would be a real system of getting into the hinterland to such main terminals like we know them today, Quadrante Europa, Plaza, Betambur, and so forth, that can really bring together strong flows of goods into such distribution points, and from there to then spoke into the surrounding areas. Because we have never succeeded so far really to make this modal shift working and to have intermodality really working as we should. And of course, thereby we would create a breakthrough for the first time. Very often it is indicated to us that we are going beyond competencies that are established, that we are into subsidiarity, that terminals are also in part private enterprises. And we know that this is certainly also true, but there is also a public part to it. For instance, the rail links into these terminals and the infrastructure that is needed to make them functioning and the planning purpose of these terminals. We have also made a second proposal, which is the terminals that are looking after the distribution. And we have introduced in the TEN-T 424 urban nodes, which each have to foresee also their capacity for freight, not only for passengers, so passenger hubs in important airfields, in important train stations, but also for freight to make the logistic chain functional and to distribute the last mile, and also not only to the city, but to the surroundings and also the rural areas around. And thereby, these 424 urban nodes that we have proposed to be part of the TEN-T proposal and the TEN-T network, shall each of them also have their distribution center, consolidation or terminal. Of course, there's a lot of debate also on that part of the TEN-T proposal, but it's crucial to our understanding to really make that change happening. I have heard from too many stakeholders and too many also public authorities that they have not seen the creation of sufficient capacities in terminals over the last years. And this proposal should do away with that, so that we, in the end, can really organize multimodal transport with the use of rail, the use of inlet waterways, and making sure that the system is functional between the main points of entry on the territory and the main industrial areas and all of the urban nodes and their surrounding areas. Of course, it is not sufficient to do only that, so the proposal is much more complex, and we have been stepping up the standards for the rail, in particular the length of trains, where we have also introduced qualifying standards, like, for instance, the capacity that should be available for such trains every hour, and also the operational, I would say, standards in order to have in-time delivery of such trains. We have also added a P400 loading gauge standard in the 10T, and these standards, together with the operational characteristics that we have introduced, should allow to also go fully to that multimodal or intermodal functioning of the network. And beyond, of course, rail, we have also strengthened the characteristics for the road, the inland waterway, the short sea shipping and deep sea shipping, the nodes like the urban nodes, the ports and the airports. But the terminals were really missing there, and we hope now that this will be overcome by this proposal. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, we have also been revising the standards beyond what is known as the core network that has to be completed by 2030. We have extended them to the rest of the comprehensive network in 2 steps, in what we call the extended core network for 2040, and the entirety of the 10T network, so the comprehensive network, by 2050. In the end, it shall mean that there is no distinction in quality anymore between core, extended core and comprehensive. It shall give Europe a real infrastructure backbone and a real infrastructure policy to get there in these 3 steps. We hope that combining this also with the Connecting Europe facility, the structural funds, the RRF, will allow to realize also this network. There is a lot of, let's say, concern that there will not be enough funding and financing available. We, on the contrary, think that this stable framework, which is long-term looking, will allow us to look beyond not only the current MFF of 21-27, but also at the next MFF, which is starting in 28, or the one even after. And that we also can thereby, through the taxonomy and green bonds, tie in also private investments. We hope that thereby these packages of proposals that have been made under the Sustainable Smart Mobility Strategy really can fulfill the role of bringing the Green Deal and the strategy to life, and that you can see also how your sector and how your role fits into these proposals very, very well. We are grateful for all the cooperation that we have been having with you so far, and we are looking forward to a real good debate in the co-decision procedure now ongoing. We are going to discuss these things also in the Connecting Europe Days in Lyon from the 28th to the 30th of June. And we hope also that at that specific moment in the co-decision, we can rally a lot of help and support for the proposals that the Commission made around us. I wish you a very fruitful seminar here today and look forward to be meeting you also in person. Thank you.